Okay, everyone, we are back again after the very short break, and we're talking about diabetes actually, and the significance of it is that it happens to be World Diabetes Day today. That's the 14th of November, and that was when insulin was invented as well. And I've got Dr. Mahen Vijayasuriya, who's been giving us some pointers and taking us along this diabetes journey. It's not actually a pleasant one, but doctor, tell us now. We think that now fast food and all of this can lead you into diabetes. And when it comes to fast food, the Americans, they actually are on top of it. But you said that the Asians are more susceptible. Why?
Yeah, actually the fast food story is linked to nutrition in the womb. Now it depends on how well you are constructed. A BMW and a Morris Minor are not going to be constructed equally well, right? So if the mother, while the baby is in the womb, is unable to fulfill all her duties of nutrition for this developing 9 months, then it will produce a child who's low birth weight. Now this low birth weight child has inherently the situation is built in to have increased resistance to the action of insulin. Okay. So however much you produce may not be enough to maintain normal status. Now in the womb, the priority is for the brain. All right. The glucose or the sugar is channeled to the brain over and above all other organs. So you get a situation where the brain survives, but the rest have to pay a price. So you get a thin child, a low muscular child, a low fat child, in the sense fat content, and all other organs like the liver that are non-essential are constricted in the development. The brain has to survive. If the brain doesn't, the patient dies in the womb. So for that to come about as a truism, the little we have in the way of nutrition is channeled to the brain, and the child survives as a low birth weight child, that is less than 2.2 kilograms. Now this child, if by chance the mother overfeeds after birth, which is a natural phenomenon because they don't like to carry a very thin child to the neighbor's birthday party. So they feed this child, but feeding the child often with the wrong thing only accumulates fat, and the child goes from underweight to overweight, obese, and prone to illnesses early in life.
Exactly. I think it's a good lesson. I mean, if you want to have a child, you need to make sure that your child is fed properly, so that he or she is not prone into any of these diabetes, or it could lead into anything else, doctor, isn't it?
Now, one thing that I would like to say at that point is, in the prevention of diabetes, we like to start at the preconception phase. Now, you are not involved in this, but if you are a lady and not married, you will be put through a process of correct feeding to develop weight according to height, of proper nutrition, and made ready, like they make ready horses for the race.
Exactly.
Right.
We'll talk about that as well, doctor. We've got some more slides right here, and this also says, look at this. Look at this. Anyone who would look at this would want to come and eat this, but it says it's not as sweet as you think. Okay, it's not as sweet as you think when things go wrong. And doctor, would you care to say what this slide is all about?
These are sugar packets where we introduce into them a protective or a preventive message. The first one on the left is where circulation to the foot has been compromised and it is close to being amputated. The other one is an eye going blind, the other one is a kidney about to fail.
When you take a look at this, you definitely are going to think twice. Doctor, circling back, you said that there were two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. And we'd like to know actually what's the difference of type 1 and type 2? What is this all
Yeah.
about?
Diabetes is diabetes, and it is measured by the blood sugar levels that prevail, and there are norms, and those who go above the norm are classified as either pre-diabetic or diabetic. But the causative factors separate out at least two groups, if not three. That is type 1, type 2 and diabetes in pregnancy, which is considered a separate entity. Now, type 1 insulin is not worked out as to the exact cause. It is more common in the Nordic countries, less common in our country. We run about less than 1%. The Norway, Sweden, Denmark have about 10%, and they are thought, it is thought to be related to a viral infection or a problem thereof. So, the issue is that each of those children, though the numbers are small, need a lot of care, because their blood sugars are so high, they often present unconscious as a diabetic coma to hospital. If they are missed, they may lose their life at that point of origin. If they are detected, then they are treated, but we have to treat with insulin injections for life. So, it is not easy to mentally accept the stress that we talked of, which caused diabetes in the adult, is inbuilt into this illness, because nobody likes injections and nobody likes it lifelong.
Exactly.
So, we have a stress related, virus related, we have several problems to overcome. Then the type 2 is what we talked of all this time. The type 1, to just say another word, is that their blood sugars vary so fast, so rapidly, that repeated measurements across the day, morning, noon and night you may call it, is necessary to know exactly where you are. Okay. Otherwise, you can go from 50 to 500 within a day.
Within a day. Doctor, we'll talk about type 2 as well, and well, we'd like to know more about it and the repercussions and what should we do about this. All of that after this break. Don't go anywhere.